Every man knows what it feels like to wear a mask. But what happens when the mask doesn't just hide you from the world, it hides you from yourself? This talk isn't about weakness. It's about what happens when your soul goes into hiding and how it finds its way back. There's the man you show the world. We all do it. Then there's the one you've hidden. The public version functions. He's reliable, steady, capable. But the man behind the mask, he's tired. Not just physically, more importantly, spiritually. Because his soul has been in hiding for a long, sometimes very long time. Not because he was weak, but because the world he lived in never made space for who he really was. So, we retreat. Quietly, completely. Until he forgot who he used to be. Maybe he was once curious, warm, alive with questions. But growing up, life taught him there's no room for wonder in a world that demands output. No safety for softness in a culture that rewards silence. So he naturally chose safety at the cost of self. Now, you didn't disappear all at once. You vanished in pieces, a little joy muted, a little of your own voice and your thoughts swallowed, until you became a routine, efficient, predictable, and emotionally exiled. Now, for many men, it started early childhood. Pain arrived before protection. Truth arrived before safety. So you adapted. You hid the tenderness. You buried the questions. You dimmed the light. Because when you spoke honestly, well, you were punished. When you cared deeply, as time went on, you were mocked. When you showed up fully, who you really were, and you were exposed. You didn't want to hide, but hiding worked. It kept you safe. It helped you build a life, a reputation, eventually a role. But it also cost you. There's a loneliness only hidden men understand. Not being alone, but being unseen, invisible. You can stand in the middle of people who know your name and still feel unknown. And that's the silence many men carry. Hiding away exacts a price. It drains joy, flattens curiosity, turns life into obligation instead of meaning. So you stop reacting, stop dreaming, and stop trusting. Because if the world couldn't or wouldn't hold your heart and soul, why offer them? So you survive, you manage, and you endure. But you don't live. It feels like walking behind a glass, seeing everything while truly touching nothing. You become a man who performs, not a man who feels. Even your body knows it. Your shoulders are tight, your jaw is clenched, your breath is shallow. You adapt so well to holding your breath that you forgot how to actually exhale. Just let it all out. You know your soul is in hiding when, well, nothing truly excites you anymore. Every day feels like an endurance test. You watch life instead of engaging and participating. You crave depth, but truly fear exposure. You won't talk about it. You're afraid to. You feel distant from your own inner world. And the most painful part? No one knows because you've learned to look just fine. You smile, you show up, you do what is expected of you. But inside, there's a man calling out in basically a soundproof room. The longer he stays in there, the quieter he becomes, until silence feels like protection from everyone and everything. It's his emotional body armor. But your soul never left. It's still in there. It's still waiting for you to slow down, to listen, to stop managing life like a checklist. Instead of a checklist, check in and ask, what do I feel? What do I need? What brings me back to life? You don't need to rush. You don't need to fix everything. You only need to return one breath, one truth, one moment at a time. Your soul doesn't need performance. It needs presence. Your truth doesn't need volume. It needs permission. You are still standing, still capable of depth, still welcome in your own life. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were long ago before you learned to disappear. That man behind the mask, he was never weak, never wrong, never too much. He just needed safety. And now you can begin to offer it one honest moment at a time. Because you are still here. You are still standing, and your soul is ready to come home.